Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, Beaver County, home to the Quips, football legends Mike Ditka, Ty
This
Law,
is a preview file. For example use only.
Darrell Revis, also home to corruption, crime, unsolved homicides, drugs.
This is a preview file. For example use only.
And betrayal. 9,000 people ask themselves daily, what are the secrets of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania? Sunset Secrets Season 3. Rachel Del Tondo, unsolved homicide. Sheldon Jeter Jr. framed. Tyreek Pugh. Jamie Brown, wrongfully convicted. Officer James Nime. Are all of these related in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania? Join me, Season 3, Sunset Secrets. All right, guys, how we doing? Welcome to Truth and Transparency, Tuesday, 1:30 Eastern Standard. So some of you guys, it may be, what was it, late morning, early evening, possibly another day. So again, hello to everybody. I am featuring Bella with me on this episode as we break down the audio of the ride along. If you're doing more digging, the person that is present that is in street clothes, he was not an undercover. There was 3 officers and 1 ride along. You can actually go down to your local police department, fill out paperwork, and you could ride along. So those are things that you can do as a citizen. So you can go and request a ride along. And that is what happened on this day, this evening. There was a ride along with Officer Payne. Now, there has been talks and speculation about Officer Payne and his, how long has he been with the force, things like that. Yeah, he's relatively new to Moscow Police Department. But that's not the topic at hand today. What is the topic at hand is on September 1st, 2022, there was a 8:34 p.m. nature noise complaint. A nature noise complaint. That is exactly how it's typed up, as a nature noise complaint. Okay. Again, this came in from obviously somebody that's right around there. I do have all that information. I am not giving that information out. I've stated that numerous times. So Officer Blaker, Welch, Payne, and then we have our mystery man, our ride along. So again, call goes in at 8:34 and 4 seconds. Then they come out at about 8:51. So what we went ahead and did here is enhanced this audio so that you guys can hear some of the stuff that I think is interesting. Again, this is just, if we think that this is an organized killer or killers, what could one do to scope out a house, to scope out what what the police do when certain things happen, because hypothetically, let's just go ahead and say that but someone wanted to know what happens like when there's a noise complaint. Just because you call in a noise complaint, oh, I heard people, screaming, or I heard this or this, what happens? Do the cops respond after the first call? How long do they take? Things like that. So, in this situation, it just so happened to be that a nature noise complaint went out at 8:34 p.m. on a Thursday night. And at 8:51 p.m., 3 officers arrive with a mystery man ride along. So, again, this has been enhanced. So here we go. Also, let me bring in, let's see, add to the stream.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Hello.
What's good in the hood? This is Bella, everybody. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for being here, and thanks to the Grizzly family. It's amazing to have you guys here.
Yes. Hello, mods, mod squad. Mike dropping. Obviously, you mod this bad boy too. Who else do we have? Bumblebee, VA, Octavia, the merch mod.
Yes.
And then all the new people. Hello. All the OGs, members and subscribers. Hello to everybody. And want to give a special shout out to also Ashley Banfield, repping Truth and Transparency all night long last night on her 10 p.m. segment.
That was pretty sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's if you haven't had a chance to watch it, I know that somebody did record it, and I'll try to put it on here. They handheld record it while watching.
They did a really good job. I was impressed.
Yeah.
It was like I'd be like shaking, and they did such a good job.
They did a pretty good job of that.
It was professional.
Yes. Florida Bass. How about this? You can go ahead and buy me some AirPods.
We'll drop her Cash App. Hold on, let me get it.
I love messing with him. You better be catching me some fish. That's all I gotta say. BL, how are you?
Oh, is BL? Hi.
Yeah,
BL.
one of the best mods over there at ICMIL. So
absolutely
good to see you, hun. All right, so yeah, we're gonna thanks for being here, Bella. We're gonna do some play. I enhanced this to the best of my ability at this point to be able to get what I think is just interesting. And when you want to talk about after this call, 2.5 months go by, and then 4 people brutally murdered in their home, and everybody's speculating: does the killer, is it multiple people, is it one person, do they know the layout of the house, have they been there before? And then we just so happen to come across this September 1st footage that featured a ride along. And then you come and you think about it and you're just like, wow, wait a second. Like, I want to know what they're talking about. I want to know what this guy's asking. Not saying this guy has any involvement whatsoever with the crimes, but when you want to talk about a way to get intel, get information, because I believe that Officer Payne was pumping out that information unless he's lying to his ride along. And at first, we were trying to figure out, was he training? Okay, or was he a ride along? And without a doubt, I believe that he was a ride along. The only way to get the information on who the ride along was is if they want to cough up that information. Because how it works is that you can just go fill out paperwork with your department, and when they type it in, if you've done a ride along before, they don't let you do another ride along. You can only do it once. And that's per speaking with the Moscow department that we spoke with yesterday to double check on that, because they weren't in the report and we had questions about that.
And they're typically not going to write who is in the ride along in a report. But what we also want you guys to help us with here is The ride along has a Southern twang, and maybe people that are from the South can figure out where his origin is. And so try to listen for that and let us know what you guys think in chat about where he could possibly be from, because he's doesn't seem like he's a local to Moscow. You'll hear that when you listen to the audio. Iron Dog says, "Let me hear him." That's right.
All right, so we're ready. Let me get this thing fired up. Okay, we're good to go. I gotta get more space. I gotta get my external hard drive out is what I need to do.
That's what you need to do.
So here we go. Boom, boom. All right, again, I welcome everybody to it. Here we go. This has been enhanced. So if you go ahead and use your earbuds, it'll help. And at different points, we're going to go ahead and slow it down, let you guys, rehear it, things like that.
How are you? We're not. I don't know who lives here. No, I don't.
You guys haven't been drinking or anything, right?
No.
Okay, drive careful, okay?
Will do, thank you.
Did they?
I can go get them real quick.
Please. This is what the other group had that ran away.
Oh, really? They just ditched it? Awesome.
Okay, so there you see, that's our ride along, just so you know. And then obviously the camera that's pointing at him, that's Officer Payne. And so they got out of the same vehicle. First thing I want to point out is that when they approached and two of the girls ran around back, what I believe, again, this is purely my opinion, when they went around back, they went into the house and they told them that the police were there, okay? I don't believe that they went running off, jumping over the fence and into another. I believe that they went back into the home. And then that is why I believe that Bethany, who I believe opens the door, is there rather quickly because they went around back, the two people, to then let them know. And then that's why she was also, there is somebody in the window right next to the fan, and you can see that as well. But I think it was also like, I don't believe you that the cops are here. You just messing with me type of thing. So Bethany goes down there and then she's like, oh God, they're not bullshitting. There's three of them. And now let me go get them,
One kept walking in the car and the other one.
Nice. Truly's for the win. Moscow 157. Got it at 1122 Queen Road. Yes.
Okay, right there you hear him say over his radio, 1122 Queen Road. He does this again, and when he does this, he's asking, "Hey, have we had any issues over here at 1111 or 1122 Queen?" Two things that tells me. He personally has not been to this home, because when you get called on a lot by the cops, they know who you are. And it's like, okay, we've been here so many times, okay, we know who they are. He literally, Payne has to call in and say, hey, have we any issues here? Like, anything going on? He is unfamiliar with as is everybody, because they don't know who lives here. So I think that that should go in the back of everybody's mind right now, is none of these officers knew who lived here. And it would be pure speculation for them to say, like, this is a sorority house. Yes, can they go off of whatever the house has been in the past? Absolutely. But it being September 1st, you also have to look at it as who's new that just moved into this house. But he runs it and asks for 1122 Queen. And do we have any past? Like, what's up? So I wanted to point that out, that if you're police officers, and this is part of your beat, if this home and the people in it have had issues with the law or anything like this, they would know who they are. And they're basically saying that they have to call it in because they don't. So all the rumors saying that this was a party house, this, that, and the other, well, the police weren't there. The police weren't there.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, as soon as they know it's the cops, everyone does the same thing. They're like, they just like blend into the darkness.
Okay, this is where we want you guys to listen. This is a big part of what we're doing here today, is this at the about 2-minute mark to 2:10 on this video. Here you go.
It's a normal day.
This is a regular day. We spend a lot of time doing this. Some students are here. Yeah.
The girl answered the door at her market.
I saw that.
Did you guys hear that? You're muted.
Okay, yep, I'm going to play that back. Right there, it says it. Go ahead, Bella. Tell them what it says.
So the ride along guy says, the girl who answered the door had a mark on her boobies. And then Payne says, yeah, I saw that. So we'll hear it again and then see what you guys, if you guys have earphones, you could hear it a little bit better. Let's hear it.
I saw that. Yep. We spend a lot of time doing this. Some students are here. Yeah.
The girl answered the door at her market.
I saw that. Yep.
Right there. And then Payne says, yep, I saw that. The girl that answered the door had a mark on her boobies, is what it says. Again, the reason that Bella and I thought that this was interesting is this guy was hanging back, okay? When the door was opened, even Payne is back, okay? So I get it. It's through video, audio, like, it's through a video like this. How would they be able to see what was on her chest? I know Bella and I have destroyed these videos to the point that we could probably transcribe them. But I thought that was very, very interesting. Want to know what you guys think? And I'm going to play it again. This video is interesting to me for the mere fact of what this guy and Payne are saying to each other. This is the mystery man ride along, whoever is the ride along.
It's a normal day.
This is a regular day. We spend a lot of time doing this. Some students are here. Yeah.
The girl answered the door at her market.
I saw that. Yep.
We're only here for a noise complaint. Come to the damn door.
All right, so we did play that again there, and
I find it odd that, and I think Mod Squad said this in chat. I think you do too, Lana. Find this odd that a grown man says boobies, right? I mean, we're just trying to get a feel of like why this guy is on this ride along, and you'll get more when we're done with this. You'll understand why we thought this was a little bit bizarre. And
yeah, absolutely. What grown man says the words boobies? I also question how you could see that. Like, it's very, very dark. They're farther back than everybody else, and she was at the door for a very short period of time. And I get it as a police officer. If he was wanting to think about being one, you're supposed to scan people, and you're actually supposed to look at their hands. That's one of the first things you're supposed to go and look at is their hands, face, hands. But he notices a mark on her boobies. And then Payne says, yeah, I saw that too. So I think it's both people saying that they saw this and that they're as far back as they are, and that he uses the word boobies. We're going to continue on because there's much, much more.
yes,
Much, much more.
It's like frustrating. You're like, we'll figure out who lives here eventually.
Yeah. Let me go around back. I'll be on the cover.
Yeah.
We've been wondering this since the beginning. He says right here, I'll go run around back and I'll act like I'm undercover and be like, oh, hey, what's up? And I think the question that I had from the beginning was, you got 3 officers there. Why didn't you go around back? Why didn't an officer go around back? So maybe that was his way, in my opinion, like to try to lead that officer to go back there. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, like I'm trying to say something to you to get you to be like, well, hey, let's go and do that. You know, a lot of people do that with their friends all the time, is you try to make it seem like it's, joke around about something. Oh yeah, no, we can go around back. Let's go around back. Let's check it out. Yeah, let's do that. So I feel like he wants that officer to go around back, and he wants to go around back. That's my observation. Again, is it that I think the mystery man's being nosy? Absolutely. He's on a ride along. You're on a ride along. The number one reason is because you're nosy. If you're thinking about being in, what are other reasons that you do ride alongs for?
you want something out of it.
You want something out of it. You're doing a ride along because you want something out of it.
Vicky,
Thank you.
You're so sweet, Vicky. Always been a good supporter.
Yeah. One of my good friends did a ride along. It's because she is an actress and she had to play the role of a police officer. So she had to fill out her paperwork and do all that crap too. But you do a ride along because you want something out of it. And this is a Thursday night, September 1st. A lot of people head out of town for the potential long weekend for it being the holiday. And this guy wanted to do a ride along. Somebody said in chat, and it's so true, Walter White went on a ride along too. That's from Breaking Bad right there. Again, this is just interesting observations because of what happens here at this home. Somebody then comes into this home and brutally murders 4 people. Well, it begs to say, like, if it isn't a student, how do you know the house so well? Things like that. Well, this could be one of it. This could be one of the ways that you could do it. You could do ride-alongs.
Moscow PD told us that they do allow civilians to do ride-alongs. You can't just keep, you can't go all the time, but they will allow you to do it once.
One time. So. Yep. And again, I will tell you guys this, he is not the person that called in the complaint. Okay. So that is able to be eliminated. All right, moving on. Here's more.
Search. So if they just don't come to the door?
What's that?
Well, if they don't come to the door?
I mean, it's not gonna push the issue. Probably just leave, but
Okay, right there he asks, what if they don't come to the door? What if they don't come to the door? Payne then says, we probably won't push the issue and we'll probably just leave. Okay. Again, he asks, what if they don't come to the door? Payne says, I'll replay it. Payne then says, we probably won't push the issue and we'll probably just leave.
So if they just don't come to the door?
what's that?
Well, if they don't come to the door?
I mean, it's not gonna push the issue. Probably just leave, but they're all mostly students, so the campus officers can figure out who lives here, and then honestly, it's a lot worse for them if they don't come to the
How
door.
often does campus get involved?
Right there, he asks, how often does campus get involved? The next one. How often does campus
Does
get
campus
involved?
come out?
Yeah, get involved. Now, two things is we're going to play it a little bit further because I really want you to hear this conversation if you can. I'm trying to have it up as loud as I can. The earbuds really help, so but here you go.
So if they just don't come to the door?
What's that?
Well, if they don't come to the door?
I mean, it's not gonna push the issue. Probably just leave, but they're all mostly students, so the campus officers can figure out who lives here, and then honestly, it's a lot worse for them if they don't come to the
How
door.
often does campus get involved?
Pretty frequently. Like if they, campus will. If students get in trouble, they will. If they get in trouble, the campus, actually, honestly, for like minor stuff, campus will hammer them, like suspend them or kick them out altogether, or lose all your financial aid. Like it's pretty serious. So.
Did you guys hear that?
Okay. All right, so we're gonna break this down right here. Basically, in a nutshell, guys, they're gonna pass this on to campus, basically campus police, campus security. And this is something that I touched base on in one of my previous lives or videos where I said about, how do they work with campus police? When I went to the University of Cincinnati, we had the University of Cincinnati campus police. Okay. There's also campus security. And then there's also the Cincinnati, police department. So campus police, they're the ones that basically handle all the recommendations to the university. So if you are going to get suspended, lose your financial aid, basically kicked out, campus police are the ones that do all of that recommendation to then the university. So if they have to deal with, and he's saying it right here, if they have to deal with campus police, that's actually a lot worse because then they're the ones that take it up with actually the university, like your deans, your president, stuff like that.
Your Greek council. Remember how they threatened the Greek council whole thing?
Yep, the Greek council. Also, if you're an athlete, they're going to take it to your compliance department. Our counselors will hear about it. Our AD will hear about it. All of our addresses had to be, obviously they're they're on file, but as far as athletes go, we actually had another form that you could just go right to it and you'd be able to find an athlete like that. And you would know what other athletes live with other athletes and things like that. And that was also part of compliance with the NCAA. Idaho, though, is with football, they're not D1. I'm not sure what their status is with the other sports. I haven't looked into that. We never played them. So this guy is more like telling, he's asking questions about okay, well, how often do they get involved? He's very inquisitive, in my opinion, about wanting to know reaction times and who, what, where, why, then do people get involved. If you were to hear screaming at night, that would be a noise complaint. Okay. So this type of a call would be what somebody would call in if they were to hear screaming on that night of November 13th or early morning. That would be a call in for noise complaint.
Good point.
So that's what would be called in. Let's say if you were to hear people screaming in that house, it would be called in as a noise complaint. Okay. Depending on how the complainant called it in. But how this was called in was a nature noise complaint. Not just noise complaint, a nature noise complaint. I thought that was interesting. I've never heard it like that. A nature.
Well, it's you know what? Maybe they're like they are close to an arboretum, and like maybe it's just what they do because that's how they can get someone out at 8:30 at night.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky Lou. Thanks for supporting the channel. Don't you think that it's more interesting? Okay, anyone can call in a noise complaint. Anyone could be that kind of neighbor.
I want to answer this. Captions was on. Captions isn't even catching this, just so you guys know. When you go to like the closed captions, it doesn't catch it. It doesn't catch. It catches 1/4 to 1/10 of what they're being said on this. So when you're doing, I saw somebody put the closed captions on. Trust me, I wanted to do that. It doesn't get anything.
We're better than the closed captions.
It doesn't put it on the screen. It's like there's too much going on for it to caption. So it's unfortunate, but it's just a reality.
But I think we're better. We're doing a good job of that. But so why would the police though go out? Why would they go out for an 8:34 call for a noise complaint? So that's also, I mean, there's not a lot of crime there is what we were told by Coomer Scott.
The school year just had started. August 22nd was the first day of classes. This is gearing up for a bigger weekend if it's Labor Day weekend. And you could tell, I think they're probably kind of slow. There's 3 people here. It also tells me that if you want to, if you see that this is what would happen and 3 people would show up to something like this, why not make a phone call and direct people to go somewhere else when you want to go and commit something? I think this just, if this killer is organized, I'm not saying this person did it or anything like that. I'm saying what lengths would somebody go to literally, I mean, we have nobody in custody. There are no suspects. What type of lengths did you go to make sure that you could get away with something like this? And how did you scope out a situation to know how many people are living there, where bedrooms would be located? Yeah, you can go on Zillow and everything like that, but you're not going to get anything in terms of how the police respond. This guy is literally, wait till you hear more of this. This guy is literally giving him a shit ton of information.
I've had several kids like get super hammered and fall off balconies over the years and stuff and die, so they take it pretty serious. Children. Come to the door, guys. Send whoever lives here down to the door. We're not leaving. We can also see you.
You can see that little head there. When they were pulling up, though, there was three girls in that room when they had pulled up. Also, the window's open, guys, because the fan is in the window. It's open. This is also going to be a lot louder that you can hear things because the window is open. And that wasn't the case on, November 13th in the early morning. So.
Do you want to talk about that too? How he says the students have gotten drunk in the past, and there's been times we've had several kids fall off balconies and die throughout the years. So we take it pretty seriously. And there's a balcony.
Did he say die, or did he say get seriously injured?
I think he said die, but we can rewind it.
Okay. I'm just gonna continue on. Just I mean, I'd be interested to look at some past articles to see people falling off of balconies and where he's getting that from. Because also, this is Payne, and Payne hasn't been with the department that long, so he may be talking about things in his past experience because he's not been with Moscow Police Department for more than just a couple years. He was actually in Utah. I did a big old search on Mr. Mr. Payne.
Yeah. Abandoned property. Moscow 157.
Okay, right here you heard him say, the ride along say, let's just go grab that bag of booze and run, The maturity level of this person that's doing a ride along is, in my opinion, a 2 out of 10, and that's being polite. Just the maturity level. Guys, though, they're always behind us ladies, so, But what he's about to do here is this is where you're going to hear him call in to find out if this home and has any past, like, have we have any experience with this home? So right here is where you really hear it, that he calls it in.
Do we have any recent involvements at 1122 Queen?
Okay, perfect. 1122 Queen. Do we have any recent involvements with 1122 Queen? Well, guess what? This is technically 1122 King. So when they pull up 1122 Queen, there's going to be nothing there, right? Right. So no, we don't have any involvements. But also, he's calling it in because he doesn't know it, meaning he's not there. He hasn't been there. Otherwise, he'd be saying things like, oh, God, we're here again. We were just here last week, or we were, God, we come here all the time. I mean, these girls just they like to sing, they like to dance. Dude, just keep your windows closed. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're going to have people over like this is for a noise complaint. Well, when your windows are open and you're singing songs, come on. None of them say that to them, by the way. So yeah, he calls it in right there, and he says 1122 Queen, not 1122 King. What do you think about that, Belle?
Well, Trish said this, and I found this. Trish M just said this in chat. I found this interesting too. Is that not only does Maddie confirm that address, but when they went to the door, and who we think is Bethany, they said that to her as well, and she confirmed it being 1122 Queen. Also, BL, just you can't see BL unless she put up an amazing. We're on StreamYard side, so we can't see, but I have this, so I can.
Oh, okay.
So BL just said this, and because BL is an amazing person. She said, please show Lana and Bella some love and hit the thumbs up. And she's been a member for, I just lost it. And now Mod Squad did it. 17 months member. Welcome all the newbies. Don't forget to hit like.
Wait, BL, it's been 17 months, baby girl?
No. That's Mod Squad. I'm going to find BL right now. It's been 11 months. That's just as good. You found it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So yes, I think it's interesting, but that's how the noise complaint, as you all know now, how the noise complaint was called in. It was 1122 Queen, and if you look at the address and see where everything's situated, it's not hard to think that someone would think that that's the address of the house.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, it's, and I think more so that it's not even like, to me, these cops aren't saying we've been here, we know these people, oh my God, we had to deal with them all last year. You're not hearing that from these police officers. So everybody can say this was a party house all you want. Sure, great. What house isn't in College? But this house isn't getting, they're not a problem. Police officers know, oh God, I'm out to this house again. Like, it's just not, you don't see that. They don't know them. Nobody knows them. So I just think that's important.
That's a great point. I mean, that's
nobody
an
knows them.
amazing point, because it would be known as a party house, right, you guys?
That's what everyone's trying to say. Oh, it's a party house. It's a party house. Well, that's awesome. What college house isn't? It's not if it's a party house. Is it a problem house? Is this a problem house? And it's not, because they don't know who lives here and they're never here. So is it a party house? Sure, who cares if it's a party house? But is it a problem? And it's not, because they would know. Now, when you ask campus police, maybe that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But here, moving on.
Children. Moscow 157. Do we have any recent involvements at 1122 Queen?
Hold on one second. I'm reloading this one. Hold on one second.
While she does that, Boston member for 16 months. These
wow.
are the best mods, you guys. They have always kept everything so cool, and all opinions are always welcome in this chat. And a lot is due to these mods, and Ella will tell you all the time that too. Amazing mods. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for all the new ones and all the people that have been here forever. Are we on point, Lana?
Not sure. I live across the street.
Okay, so what I want everybody to hear, though, is you hear the difference. So with the audio around it being out, check this out. So
Do we have any recent involvements at 1122 Queen?
No one's here. That
No one's here.
No one's here.
No one's here.
So everyone here's trespassing?
Well, no one's here that's trespassing, but no one upstairs here right now.
So where'd they go?
okay, so first thing I want to point out, Payne and his ride along right here, you could see they're not even like the cam is looking that way. So if your cam's looking that way, unless you're going to stand like this and go like this, I mean, who does that? But surprised they don't want to be by the door. Maybe they're standing back to see if anybody's going to run out or whatever. We've discussed it numerous times about that they're saying, I went and looked around. There's nobody here that lives here. Well, we know that Bethany's in there. Then they said they went around to all the rooms. I went and looked in every room. Okay. Well, I got to say this. That means that you went into every room and they were unlocked. So there was no key entry lock pad thing that people want to talk that there's just not. So whatever. Do you guys want to believe him? I don't, but you guys, by all means, but when we get to the part where they start making nice with the officers and they're helping them pour out the Trulies, they start then talking about the kid with the necklace. He graduated. He's in grad school. He's getting his master's there. So think about this. you have a grad student that's at this party that answered the door. He's a grad student, with, and wanting to hang around with allegedly underage people. And then the other kid, he'll tell you what they do, but then they talk about what fraternity they're in. And I want you guys to listen up to how they explain that about their fraternities. But I'm going to play it a little bit more here.
They're just not here. I have no clue where they're at. No clue.
So you guys just throwing a party in their house at
They
this
were
time?
here at one point. They're not here right now. I just
They,
searched all the
they
rooms.
left and went.
Right there, he says, copy thanks. And it's because in his ear, he's getting the information from his call-in from the 1122. What's amazing is that homie right along couldn't hear that, just like we couldn't hear it. Okay. So however that was given to him, which I believe it was through his ear, the ride along couldn't get it. So when he had called in and asked, have we had any issues here? The ride along did not get that information.
Over to some other party, and everyone is about to
I
leave
just
and
searched
go
all
over
the
to
rooms.
another party.
Who does them? What are their names?
I am actually not sure. I live across the street. I just came over. I haven't drank a drop.
Male, female?
I think it's mainly females. I think it's like what
That's going on.
I don't know if they're
I don't.
So I guarantee you they're associated with the sorority. Many of them are living here at Kansas campus sorority house. I've been a cop for 22 years here. I'm not stupid.
Now, I do want to mention this. When they say we know this is a sorority house or whatever, that they're in a sorority, the guy that's the older guy with the necklace on, standing behind the skinnier guy with the longer blonde hair, he's adamant and says, no, I don't think that they're with a sorority. And you know what that tells me? The speculation about them possibly getting kicked out of sororities and stuff like that. This kid almost basically gives that away by saying, no, they're not, because he knows that. He knows that they're not in a sorority because of whatever has happened. But I thought that was interesting because it was like he answered and he kind of like should have put his foot in his mouth, but that kind of tells you that is the speculation out there that we're not possibly in sororities anymore. Is that possibly true? And then I look at, Ethan's fraternity put up to do a scholarship. Did any of the sororities put up anything to do scholarships for the girls?
Right. What happened with that?
I'm just curious. I know that Xana's parents did a scholarship, and it said her parents, and that's been more recent. But I'm just curious, did any of the sororities put up anything like that? So, continuing on.
Like young games with me. I'd rather deal with this as a noise complaint. We need to hold pre-council, report, all of that. Just keep the students. All I want to do is deal with noise complaints.
All these college houses?
Yeah, almost all.
Boom. He says, are all these college houses? Are all these college houses?
These are things that stood out to us when we were listening to this as a whole. And we had to go back and re-examine what's being said by this ride-along guy.
Are all these college houses? And now let's listen to what, Payne says right here. So I just backed it up just a little bit.
Pre-council, report, all of that. Just keep the students. All I want to do is deal with noise complaints.
All these college houses?
Yeah, almost all college
Got
students.
people up on the hill probably didn't know most of them.
Yep.
Name or phone number.
And this is
Then he talks about the hill. He talks about, go ahead, Bella.
So he says, so people on the hill didn't even know, and you kind of can't hear what he says, but then Payne explains. And it's like, he's asking about if people on the hill can hear the noise.
Mm-hmm. He wants to know where this, he's asking these questions, and it all pertains to in my opinion, this area and the noise, like what happens when there's a noise complaint. Why would you ask any, who cares?
Right.
So wait, and then how do you know if you're not from that area? How do you know that there's a street back there on the hill? How do you know this if you're not from that area?
You don't know if those are college students. You're asking, are all these people that live around here college students?
Is he playing dumb so that he could get more information?
Right. And then can the people over there hear this? These aren't typical questions you ask in a right. Just in my opinion, I think in Lana's opinion as well. I mean, we're looking at everything here, right? Because that's what we do. So it's interesting, isn't it? Though, like these are the questions you're asking.
Yeah, and it's also about absolutely. Are you supposed to ask? This is my question though. Why did you want the ride along? Everybody does a ride along for a reason. Usually, you just don't say one day, because this guy does not look like he's a freshman. He doesn't look like he's even in college. So why did he want this ride along? Again, I'm going to let it play further so we can kind of get an idea of where we think he lives, where he's been from. Because wait, the bombshells haven't even come yet. We're just getting warmed up. We're just getting warmed up here with where he kind of goes with this.
Kind of like it's kind of a fishbowl in here, so if they get part of the echoes.
I'd rather deal with this as a noise complaint. I need to hold council, report, all of that. Just keep the students.
All these college houses?
Yeah, almost all college
Got
students.
people up on the hill probably didn't know most of them.
Yep. And this is kind of like it's kind of a fishbowl in here, so if they get part of the echoes, crazy.
I'd be under the assumption you guys are unlawfully entered because no one that lives here is here.
Okay.
Right?
We'll go
I
get
need
a
to
phone
verify
number.
that there was a party here.
We'll go get a phone number. We'll be right back. Sorry, we're not trying to make your life.
I understand. I just letting you know this is how it's going to play out. I'm not going anywhere until I talk to someone.
We're not trying to make
We'll be right
just
back.
no
You guys
one
want to
that
see
lives
the door
here.
open for us? That way we can get some sort of communication between us
No,
and them.
no one that
Come
lives
in.
here is here right now. So
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I do.
And hey guys, really, we're just coming here for this.
okay, no, I get it.
The reason I apologize for no one coming to the door.
You want to bet that
The issue was
someone from this house comes down here all of a sudden?
I'm sure they fucking, I think the bunch of them bolted.
Oh, guaranteed, yeah.
And they knew we were in the front door.
Okay, he says, do you want to bet that, I'm going to rewind that last part there. So this is Mystery Man, right along, says to Payne.
There was some coming up behind us, and I don't know where they went, but they looked like they were.
I apologize for no one coming to the door.
You want to bet that
The issue was
someone from this house comes down here all of a sudden?
I'm sure they fucking, I think the bunch of them bolted.
Oh, guaranteed, yeah.
And they knew we were in the front door.
So he wants to bet if somebody from this house comes down here and then he starts like giggling. What do you make of that? Like, what do you think he's referring to?
Well, the next thing that they say is about people bolting, right? So like how interesting, how like they find it kind of humorous that as when cops show up that the students don't cooperate and they act scared and, what do you make out of it?
Well, this next sentence tells me everything. Here you go.
There was some coming up behind us, and I don't know where they went, but they looked like they were probably headed this direction. Yeah.
So I think he wants to bet him if the people that are the homeowners are going to be walking and coming up like to the house, like walking from another place, because then he says, well, yeah, there were people that were trying to come up, but then they saw us and they kind of kept going. I think that's what he's betting is like, because the one kid was saying, oh, they went to that party over there. And I'm thinking, wait, you just said that you have no idea who lives here, but then you now know that they went to a party over there.
And you know that they're not home and you know that they're not in a sorority, all this stuff about them. And they're 4 girls.
So
Yes, please just go call someone. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
All right. Well, they told me they just live across the street, so that means they're Sigma Chi.
Yep, there's Sigma Chi. He pointed right at it.
Yes, he did. That was not smart.
Not intelligent, young man.
Fucking off-campus sorority
Yeah,
house.
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Fucking idiots. If I have to, I'll just start running plates and
Yeah,
attack all of
I
them.
was seriously thinking the same thing. Kick it all to campus back. Have a nice day.
Right there, right along here is that they're just going to start running plates. They're just going to start running plates. And that, you're telling us that you're basically Sigma Chi. I don't care about that. I care about what the guy would have just heard, and that they're going to start running plates. So,
And then we'll kick it back to campus and say, have a nice day.
and then we're going to kick it back to campus.
Figure out who these people
They
were.
threw a big ass party with underage drinkers, and they all left and wouldn't come to the door, so they're uncooperative.
Yep.
Here are the names of the people who were there. Their vehicles were there, at least.
Good place.
He corrected himself when he said, well, here are at least the names of the vehicles that were there. The vehicles that are where? Like, these people walk. These people walk there. And then you're just going to, take the cars that were, those are all the people that live there that are parked in that parking lot. But are you just going to like go along the street there and turn those? They're just talking out of their asses right there. Like, that's just insanity. That's not, yep, let's see that fly in the courtroom. That's never going to fly. You better have, like, why aren't you asking for people's IDs? 2 people at the door. Hey, let me see your driver's license. Are you 21? Are you able to? Yeah. Well, who are you? You don't live here. Okay, then you leave. Like, okay, guess what? We're just going to have everybody leave. How about everybody leaves the party? If the owners aren't here, everybody needs to leave right now. Wouldn't that be safety? I would totally make every single one of them leave. Okay,
especially with people falling off balconies several times, right?
This isn't, if you're a police officer, this doesn't strike you as odd at this point that they come down and they say, oh, nobody's here that lives here. Okay, then everybody needs to leave. Let's go. That's the answer right there. Because it's illegal to make people leave. I don't think it's illegal to make people leave. If you don't live in a home and you can't show me that you're in this home, I have probable cause to think that how do I not know that you're not stealing, or that this isn't like, I have probable cause as a cop. Once you tell me that the owners aren't here, you have probable cause. So, but I can just tell you from this interaction that this ride along, if he is 100% like playing dumb, then he's just realizing how stupid these guys are as well. That's my opinion, because it's like, and then you just say, call somebody. How do you, I do believe that it was Maddie on the phone, but the cops are just going to say like, yeah, this is my place. I just can't believe that this is flying that this is flying. This doesn't seem like this is a potential, especially if they think that the people are underage drinking, because then you have to fast forward it to that they put this task force together that is all about underage drinking, and we're going to put unmarked cars, and we're going to have people in street clothes. Remember all that stuff? Mm-hmm. So how does it go from this is how you were September 1st to November, and we see the body cam footage of the band field, and it's just, you were chasing down the people that ran away from you. Those 2 girls that ran away from you, they didn't do anything. Why didn't they go around back?
Right.
And this guy's basically who the ride along is. I think let's see what he says.
Stupid games if you want to.
There's a party somewhere.
Yeah, their music got real quiet.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Sigma Fest is the only one that I hear.
Yep.
They said they're going to another party. I wonder if there's another Greek party somewhere.
Probably. Because they were taking alcohol somewhere.
Yeah, they were going somewhere.
But hey, they abandoned it.
Yep.
So guess what? Start dumping alcohol. They abandoned property. I like it when they abandon their shit.
Yep. Is there more in there?
You don't want to get your hands on underage youth.
Exactly. Aww. Street youths. White Claws?
White Claws.
Nice.
They're going to be so angry at me.
I hate it when I leave my White Claws. Oh, they're cold too. Man.
Yeah, these are cold.
Whew.
Can we see?
Oh, God. An open one.
Can we see if people in chat can tell us in real time what his shirt says? Because Lana put out a community post and we're trying to figure out what this shirt is. I'm not going to say what I think because I don't want to like, influence, but if you guys could see it in real time and tell us what you think this shirt is, it'd be awesome.
Hello.
You do that? Learned that from a college kid.
Yep. All right, Josh. With Jordan, you talk to them.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, this is Dr. Wolfman from the Police Department. Who am I speaking with? Maddie, 1 second. Turn the volume up on this phone here. Can you hear me, Maddie? You live at 112
Queen Road.
Okay. So, hey, the reason that we're here is that we received complaints, live music, parties. Not a fan of white cars?
Never had one, never will.
Running away.
No one should be a fan of White Claws or Truly, man.
Coming for alcohol. And then we sat here for approximately knocking the door. And
Good on you. I wish I did.
I did when I was in college.
Thanks, man.
Right now, if I can, I would like to collect.
I remember what it's like to be a college kid.
Date of birth, and I'm guessing, and I want your current address also as well. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
It's okay. I have no.
Okay, just so everybody knows this. When this is happening, Ride Along is not standing by Officer Payne, okay? He is standing right basically in line with the door, okay? So he's on the other side of the white vehicle, standing there. He stays there the whole time. He does not come over where they're dumping out the Trulies in the White Claw. He stays in sight of the door the whole time. The ride along. Okay. So he stays, you're going to be able to see it right here. He stays on the other side of the white car, which is literally, it's his vantage point is he can look through that open door. If it in fact opened the front door. Oh, there's also another thing I forgot to mention it. When the girls walked out at the beginning, the 4 girls that walked out and while the cops were walking up, I think it's important everybody talks about which way people left and which way people came to this house. Did they use the back door as like the slider door as like a front door? Well, these girls left through the front door. So I think that people should see that. They were not told to leave out the slider. They left to go down the stairs and out the front like that. They did not go out the back. And I think that that's important because that door was being utilized.
Great point.
So that needs to be definitely those girls walked out the front door. So, and then obviously when they walked out the door, nobody locked that door behind them. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to press play again. And that guy never moved from where that door is. All right. So on the other side of the white car, here we go.
I don't assume that's Gatorade.
Maybe Taze. How do you spell it, Maddie?
Loaded weapon right there.
All right. So now Payne is now back standing next to Ride Along. Okay. Here we go.
Twisted Tea. Whack.
They're saying that Twisted Tea is a weapon because Twisted Teas are, I guess, heavier than a Bush beer. I don't know, but a Twisted Tea, if you were to throw it at somebody, it could be used as a weapon. Don't know where Twisted Tea came from because they weren't pouring out Twisted Teas. They were pouring out Trulies and White Claw, and I think they referred to it as sugar water. If I'm
Is that normal to call them sugar water?
Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard that before, but I don't drink Truly. So.
I call like Budweiser's Bud Heavy because they call it Bud Light. So we always started calling Budweiser's Bud Heavy. Yes, the ride along guy is tatted.
Remember that video? The dude smokes that guy with one.
All right.
M-O-G.
I have no clue who this is.
I don't know. You can leave it there.
I'm sure whoever's passed it will come grab it.
They're gonna be sad when they come find it.
Yeah.
So I take you guys are Sigma guys?
I'm a Sigma.
I was in the house, but I'm not.
You what?
Why?
You graduated.
Graduated.
Oh, there you go.
I will graduated the bachelor's. I'm still getting my master's right now. So.
What'd you get your master's
All right,
at?
Madison.
I'd like
So
to-
here's the
Oh,
deal.
cool.
Okay.
I actually got a kid
Dave
of mine
already
who
said that
started
no
in
one
that
here
program.
lives at.
Really?
What program did he say? Let's put that right there.
Graduated.
Oh, there you go.
I will graduated the bachelor's. I'm still getting my master's right now. So.
What'd you get your master's
All right,
at?
Madison.
I'd like
So
to-
here's the
Oh,
deal.
cool.
I swear I think he says IT, but I could be wrong. No, I'm just kidding. He says engineering, I think. Is that where he goes with that? I think he says engineering.
I hear engineering.
Yeah.
I
'cause
was
then
just gonna back you up if you said IT though. I'd be
No,
like,
it was-
oh yeah,
I
it's
was-
totally IT.
I was joking about that. I'm getting a master's in IT over here.
But I
So-
swear, pretty soon, I could be wrong. I played this a bunch of times, but
Oh, it's coming right now.
okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with.
Okay.
I actually got a kid
Dave
of mine
already
who
said that
started
no
in
one
that
here
program.
lives at.
Really?
Like,
What's his
none
name?
of the occupants that live
It's the
at
first
this
grade.
address are here right now.
He's only
His house
he's
is
a
full of random
Oh,
people.
he's a freshman.
You need
You
to let
won't
them
know
know
him.
that the noise needs
Did he
to,
go through
needs
Russia
to
though?
come down. Okay, we just received a.
No,
maybe
don't
I
take
need
this
to
the
come
wrong way.
I
I told
know
him
what
if he
you're gonna
joined a
say,
fraternity,
yeah.
I was going to disown him.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. I don't blame you. I see both sides of it.
I did it
For sure.
because I know his personality, and after a while, he would just be
I
pissed off
understand.
with everybody.
Okay, it's just.
So I'm
I
trying
mean,
to-
if I were you guys, I'd probably just come home.
I was in a different
and
kind
make
of
sure that
fraternity.
whoever is
not in
Like
it.
a
party here
scholarly one?
is keeping it down to.
No.
I played football.
Alright, where'd you go for?
Okay.
Idaho State.
So at this point, we're going to leave. Okay. And again, if I have to come back later tonight, like I said, I just want to express
played there for
there's
2
gonna be
years,
some
Rocky Mountain
citation given out. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, you enjoy your evening, all right?
Okay, right there. He walks away and he's scoping out the house to the left there, and so he's looking off here to the left. Payne walks back to him, and this is the conversation that they then have, and it's about hiring and what they do during their hiring process. So here you go.
So you guys, the state of the training is try them out, make sure they actually enjoy the job before you invest a whole lot more time. Yeah, so we
Right there. I'm going to back it up so you guys can listen. Here it comes.
training is try them out, make sure they actually enjoy the job before you invest a whole lot more time. Yeah, so we like.
Back it up one more time.
I just want to express
I played there for
there's
2
gonna be
years, Rocky Mountain
some citation given out. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, you enjoy your evening, all right?
So you guys, the state of the training is try.
He says, so you guys, he's about to talk about training. You guys make sure that people enjoy this before they start, wanting to consider this to be a line of work for them.
Make sure they actually enjoy the job before you invest a whole lot more time. Yeah, so we like to get them to this point, just to get them hired. It's a pretty substantial, they do a full background check, tons of interviews. We go to all their previous places of work. Like we send people to where they live. So just to get to where you're hired is a big deal. And then
We send people to where you live. We send people to where you live.
it's 4 phases, 4 weeks each. They get progressively more burden put on them to do the job on their own, basically. And so we have like a 50% washout rate, believe it or not.
50% washout rate. Well, also you have to go through the academy. I mean, is your police department one that puts you through their own academy? There's actually like a bunch of different ways. It just depends how it's done. And some places tell you, depending on that city, they'll say, you apply through us and then we'll actually put you through the academy that we want you to be in.
Yeah. So
even if they were like from out of state, you try and send somebody there.
yeah. Yep. Like we send people to Montana and Illinois and California.
Like personally from the police department, or you reach out?
Or just on them to do the job on their own, basically. And so we have like a 50% washout rate, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
even if they were like from out of state, you try and send somebody there.
yeah. Yep. Like we send people to Montana and Illinois and California.
Like personally from the police department, or you reach out?
Our detective sergeant goes, talks to all their bosses, and pulls all their records. It's crazy because it's such a high liability. Like if you hire someone who's got a bad record and you don't find it, you're stuck with them.
So this guy wants to know. He wants to know if even if you're from out of town, are you saying that you send people? You send your people to check them out if people are applying from out of town? He goes, absolutely. We've sent people to these 3 states even. It's, he says we do a full background check and we have a 50% washout rate. And you can see how that's possible with something like this. You find it interesting, the questions that Mystery Man's asking?
Yeah, even out of state people? And it's like, well, no, if you're out of state, we just give you a pass. I mean, is that a giveaway that he doesn't live in this state? Is he in Washington? I mean, that's just a really odd question to me that you're asking if you're going to go out of state to like look up someone. And he's like, yeah, we have to run extensive backgrounds you get asked the most craziest questions when you go through the hiring process. And just the out-of-state part of it, I just thought it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting question that if somebody is a local and just doing a ride-along, that you're asking about out-of-state people. And you have to do that even if you're out of state. You're gonna send somebody to where they used to work.
Well, I think ride-alongs from out of state. He doesn't seem to know too much about. That's just my opinion, though. And
but then he knew about the street behind and that there was like a hill and stuff like that. How would you know that?
Yeah, good
if
question.
If you're from, and then I think he's playing stupid. I think the guy's playing dumb with a bunch of stuff. I think he's playing dumb. I think he's immature. But at the end of the day, when you look at this case or any case for that matter, it's like, holy shit, would somebody ever consider doing a ride along to maybe get some information that they would need to case a place, to vet an area? And when you think about it, it's like, hell yeah, that would be something that you would consider doing. Especially after finding out that we just can't call up and be like, hey, we want the name of the person that did the ride along with you on 9/1/2022. We're going to need all their information. Like, you can't get that. You can't get that information.
Well, we tried.
That's just not going to be something you can get. But what you can do is you could tell the police that, hey, maybe you should look at, were there any odd ride-alongs that you've had recently? And I think that that's the point of this. What I took from it when I was listening to this guy and asking these questions, I'm like, wow, this is a really, talk about, or even somebody doing this for somebody else, people that think that it's, a couple different people doing this or whatever, but you want information. If you hear screams in the middle of the night, what's going to happen if somebody reports it as a noise? Oh, I heard screams coming. Oh, it's just them. They're partying. It's okay. Well, we'll get there when we get there. Like, how much time do you think that you have to possibly get out of a place if there was a call?
Right.
And then asking about the campus security and, what their involvement is and how would they, I think he was trying to get out. Well, we'll call them. But did you notice there was no calls made to campus security while they were there?
Right.
I don't believe that the ride along is a minor. I'm not saying the ride along has anything to do with any of this. I'm simply taking a situation and are there possible footage that Moscow can go through to anybody that would strike them as odd. Oh my God, you know what? That person did a ride along. That person called and did a ride along. So it's just when you want to look at all different scenarios of things, what are the odds that we get this footage and that this footage has a ride along?
Right.
You know?
And it's important to look at everything. And that's
Yeah,
what we do.
and if examining things and investigating every different thing about something is reaching, then I think that I need to go read the dictionary, because that's not reaching. Would be like to blame this person or to put 10 on 2. This is just a simple situation that, wow, there's a ride along. And if you want information on how the police department operates, and if you're talking about somebody that killed 4 people in their own home with a knife, how did they get away with this? And there's 6 people that live there. How did the 2 people not see them? Well, look at how dark it is.
And this is like 2 months, a little over 2 months before the murders happen. And it's important, to look at everything that we have access to. And that's why we got the footage to begin with. And at the time we were doing that, we were told there's no point in us getting the footage. And obviously there is, because it's been played on News Nation. Ashley Banfield talked about it. I saw in the chat somebody had mentioned that Newsweek. Did you see that? Newsweek. We'll check that out after the live. But obviously there is a good reason. And sometimes it's good to think outside the box and to put our brain power to use and talk things out. We're not blaming anybody, but we're just talking, and kind of, it's almost like spitballing. And you all are smart enough to decipher information. So it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And when the majority sees it that way, that's what I focus on.
Yeah,
I was raised that, I may not know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everyone. That's the key to failure. So you stick with what you do, and you do it with the integrity that you have, and it is what it is. But
yeah.
So I just want to thank everybody. Want to hear what you guys think stuck out to you the most. Here's the end of it, and then it's just got a couple. It's got like 30, about a minute more. So, and then I kind of want to highlight some stuff that's in the chat, and then we'll round this up. I like to keep my lives between an hour and a half. Stick to the main topic of the event, like of what we're discussing, and then move on.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for being here and doing that with us.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant process.
Party like this in college?
No. I just drank in my apartment by myself. Seriously. You don't find it. You're stuck with them. So, yeah, it's a pretty significant process.
Party like this in college?
No. I just drank in my apartment by myself.
I mean, I'm just gonna have to say something about that. I just drink in my apartment by myself in college. Like, what?
But you didn't let it play. There's more. Just let it play.
I know. I will.
But
I had to, man. What? Like,
don't hate him. Don't hate him. Do it. Play it again.
Man, no, I would just hang out in my apartment and drink by myself. What? So here you go. You guys can hear it again.
Believe it or not. Yeah. So
even if they were like from out of state, you try and send somebody there?
Yeah. Yep. Like we send people to Montana and Illinois and California.
Like personally from the police department, or you reach out?
Our detective sergeant goes, talks to all their bosses, and pulls all their records. It's crazy because it's such a high liability. Like if you hire someone who's got a bad record and you don't find it, you're stuck with them. So yeah, it's a pretty significant process.
Party like this in college?
No. I just drank in my apartment by myself. Seriously.
There's a party over there. I don't know.
It's Halo time.
You're muted.
Hey guys, it's Halo time.
It's
So,
Halo time.
you know,
Drink
that-
by yourself and Halo time.
Maybe he just means like pre-gaming, you know, maybe he means pre-gaming. No, I just pre-game by myself, play the Halo. Cause I mean, I remember freshman year, there was guys that would play video games. I'm like, what are you guys doing? But they released for like more than one person. What do you mean we're pre-gaming? I said, what? You guys are playing video games. Yeah, we're getting like, look at us, look at all these beers. And I would look and there's like all this natty light. And I'm like, okay, all right, well, we'll see you guys later. You know what I mean? It was just like, we're at, you know, that's not fun, but whatever. But yeah.
We gotta laugh about some things, you know, after dealing with such heavy stuff, and
Yeah.
we get a little bit of laughter in there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lead with Love. Did you want to read that? That's really kind.
Yes. You deserve a thank you for working so hard. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate all the new people coming over and checking out the stuff. I do here, I'm going to close this out by showing a section of the Scott Roeder interview that I did about
It was a great interview.
Yes, about where Scott talks about, you know, who do you think, why do you think this happened? You know, what's the motive here? What would be the motive if it's not, you know, a random act by a serial killer, if it's not an ex, you know, lover? So here, 1 second. Let's see.
Bonnie Stevens, thank you so much. And I saw Club de Medicado VIPs here. I love her so much, and I'm glad she found you. She's amazing. And thanks to all the mods. They're holding it down, being great. Have been here since day one A1s, as Lana likes to say. Did I do a good impersonation?
Day one A1. Day one A1. Yes, that was great. Great. Here, hold on. I'm going to show this.
Enjoy your days. Enjoy your, is it hump day? No, it's Taco Tuesday day. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday day, or whatever you guys do on Tuesdays, while Lana is getting this up and going. And thank you guys for being good to the mods, because they deserve it. They work so hard. Mods are awesome, right, Gypsy Girl? Yes, they're amazing. And thank you guys for being here. Again, Homo Erectus wants us to know Trulies are truly delicious.
Oh, yeah. Yes. All right, here we go. I'm going to share this. Oh, boy.
I was absolutely shocked by this. And this case, most times, most murders that I work on, it's always a man who's dead. Almost always. 99.5% of the time, it's always a man, right? And
that's the victim.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
the victim is always a man. 95% of the time. And at my last check, I've worked on over 1,000 cases.
Yeah.
So
this case with 3 women
and 1 guy killed at the same time, in the way that they were killed. I was absolutely shocked by this, and it takes a minute to get your head around the type of an individual that can do that. I think you have to put a big pause there. This isn't a traditional crime of passion where this lover jilted me, or, you know, I'm going to leave this person, and not that kind of a thing.
Like a domestic where let's like they lived at that house or something like that, and it was just 2 people.
Right. Yeah. Because even in those cases, there's rational and irrational things that happen. Right. So it's understandable if 2 people are in a relationship and one person feels jolted and they kill each other. It's not justifiable, but you can understand it. You can get your brain around it.
There's some like the motive, the situation.
Yeah, you can get your brain around it. It's not excusable, but you can
absolutely
understand it. Yeah, but this is hard to understand, this case. So yeah, I think that was my first reaction. Is, you know, is this some kind of a serial killer?
And what's your thoughts about, that word right there, serial killer? I was going to actually pull up a little bit of the drone footage just so to show the housing again. But in terms of, what do you think about when you think of serial killer? You're thinking no ties to a person in terms of random.
Yeah, pick a victim at random, or you could pick a victim with a purpose, but the victim doesn't know the purpose.
And the victim usually doesn't know the person.
Yeah, in a serial killer type of situation, they're looking for a type of people.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody some people that represent something they hate. It doesn't have to be that individual person that they hate, but they're the kind of people that they hate. Got you.
So, yeah, it's like, I don't know you to hate you, but whatever you represent, I hate.
Right, because you have something that I don't have.
So in this situation, let's just throw this out there. Would you consider somebody to be a serial killer if these people, they were all involved with the Greek life? So they were involved in sororities and fraternities, and they got obviously bidded on. They rushed, they were bidded on. So could this be somebody that maybe rushed and wasn't bid on, like in terms of you have something that I want? Or is that when you're saying
yeah, I mean, that's a very good point right there, because I'm thinking, well, what do they have that was taken away from them all at the same time? They had each other, right? So I think this person, whoever did this, was very jealous that these people had each other. That's why all four of them were killed in the way that they were killed, I think.
But you would, it's without seeing obviously the crime scene to know, like this, for example, like this, would it be possible that the reason that one or two of the victims were killed is because they simply, heard something, walked out of a room, or was it, you know what I mean? Or what do you think?
No, not at all. This is way bigger than that.
Way bigger than that?
Way bigger than that. This is the kind of a crime scene that is so, it's a very contradicting kind of crime scene.
Contradicting, okay.
Yeah, because it's so brutal.
Okay.
And seemingly so unhinged that you would think was a madman.
Right.
However, it was not a madman, because madmen always get caught right away.
Bingo.
There's the contradiction.
So you would think, like anybody normally would think, oh my God, who would do such a thing? This person is a mad person.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, okay, yeah. Lunatic. Raving lunatic. They're just, total mental illness type of. Yeah. All right, guys, in case you guys don't know, this is Scott Roeder. Scott Roeder is, if not the best crime scene reenactment specialist, forensic specialist in the nation, world. He does, he's been involved with over 1,000 cases. Literally, I think he's the best, but when you want to talk about reenacting out scenes, crime scenes, he has testified for both the prosecution and defenses. So he lets the evidence. He's not biased. Whatever the evidence is, the evidence is. He's testified for police officers and police officer shootings, but he's also testified against the police. I had him. It was last Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah, last Wednesday. This is up on my channel. I'm telling you, one of the best. And he was like, I would love to get my hands on that crime scene, because he told us all that's going to take man hours like you wouldn't believe, thousands and thousands and thousands of man hours with everything that would have been inside that home. But if you want to check out the whole clip, go check it out.
Can I just tell a little bit more about him? He's a ballistic expert. And when Lana is saying he's one of the best, he's not one of the best. He's the best. In the nation, but he could even be the best in the whole world. He's amazing at what he does. And you can hear a lot of that in this interview that Lana does with him. And Lana's a really great interviewer because she doesn't step all over. When he talks, she allows him to talk. That makes a great interviewer. And go check this out. I'll find the link. I'll drop it in chat right now after we're done. If you haven't seen it, please go do that.
Thank you. And wasn't being treated, and that they would then get caught.
Right.
Well, we're at a month here. Would you think that if it was this raving lunatic, mad person, that they would have been caught by this point?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because you think about the sheer fact of taking a knife, you know, I'm assuming it's a knife similar to this, right?
Okay.
Taking a knife like this, and if you've never killed,
can I ask how big that is? Like how many inches?
I think it's 13 inches from here to here.
13 from tip.
From here to here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's like 18 or 19 from the end all the way.
Wow.
So I mean, I think it's. You know,
that's like when you like actually put that on the screen, like the first time to see somebody like holding it.
Yeah.
That's weight. Like it's not like it's 6 inches.
This is a heavy, you know.
Is that considered like, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, this is a heavy knife, and you can go.
Wow.
Right. This is a powerful weapon, and this is probably the kind of weapon that was used.
Wow.
Look at the guard on that.
And it would like who would ever, would you say, who would ever have that? Like who would ever be like?
I acquired this at a sporting goods store.
Okay. All right, guys. So go, like I said, you can check that out if it got dropped in there. Okay, perfect. Go check out that interview. It was last Wednesday. Like I said, he's one of the best, if not the best. And
he's the best.
And we're gonna be doing another. Me and Scott are gonna have another episode that we're gonna do together. So be sure to check that out. I'll give you guys notice on that. In fact, while I was just live here, he had just called me, so I'm gonna go give him a call. Great, phenomenal human being as well. So, but I want to say thank you everybody that was here for live chat. If you're on the replay crew, you're just as important. So thank you. Also, somebody gave out memberships again. Is that what was going on?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So Ashes gave out 10 memberships. If you're still here, thank you so much.
That's
oh my
awesome.
gosh. And Mike Droppin, I missed it. Mike Droppin, the mod, gave out a membership. Oh my gosh.
she did?
I gotcha. Yes.
Good for her.
Sweethearts. Such sweethearts. And that's the love that everyone has here and the respect that everyone has here. And it's palpable, right? You guys feel it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad I love when that happens because then other people can benefit from it, you know, versus a super chat that, you know, YouTube benefits from. I want people that are here and dedicate. And I'm loving you guys are sending emails to the comment section. I'm trying to like get through all of them. Because I love the interaction. I love the feedback. Thank you guys so much. All the people that have come over from other channels, you guys have been nothing but kind, warming, welcoming when I've been over at their channels. So thank you to those mods. Thank you to those channel owners. You know, you guys are clearly doing it the right way. And it shows by the people that, you know, are following you, quality human beings. And that's what it needs. So, life's important that way. Be kind. There's no reason. I mean, you guys can disagree. Anybody can disagree, but you can do it a certain way. I can have a different opinion of who did what. It doesn't matter. Like, awesome. You should have a difference of opinion. That's what life's all about. So, but thank you guys so much. We're going to wrap this up. Bella, anything else?
No. Well, I just want to say about the guard on that. If you guys saw the knife, so I'm a really big knife aficionado. Like I live with someone who like collects a lot of knives. But anyway, so that guard would make it so there wouldn't be slippage. You see how that guard like would hold a hand, and even if there's a lot of blood, like it might not slip, and you wouldn't get the cuts that everyone thinks that this killer might have gotten by stabbing 4 people. Anyways, but Scott Roeder, please go check it out. I dropped the link in chat after we're done here. Please hit the thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please do that. Did you make it subs only in chat?
Oh, I mean, I think I did this time. Hey, if people want to sub, they sub.
Just do it. It's free.
It's free to sub. And this is a hoodie that I got from Mod Squad. It says, well-behaved women seldom make history. So, cheers.
Cheers to that.
Be wild.
Thank
but
you.
But be kind. All right, guys.
Thank
take
you,
care.
Lana. Thanks, mods. Thanks, chat.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.